So how long has she been in your head, the Incantesi? Like, how long has it, for people that are listening here, watching, how long has she been there?
She was here. She showed up when I was doing a go live one day, and this lovely human being, her name, this friend of mine, her name is, you know who it is? It's Sophia,
Yes.
Sophia Brocani. She's an actress from Italy, and I found her on social media. We connected, and we would talk every once in a while. I would look at some of the videos that she has, and she has some great videos, like really awesome videos. She's a really good actress. She's funny. She's very talented and all that other lovely jazz. And she just has that. She's a classic Italian beauty, if you want to put it that way.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
I do.
yeah. So she's watching a whole bunch. She's watching a few of my go lives here and there, and then she asks me if I can draw a commission for her as a superhero. And I'm like, yeah, sure, definitely. You know, I didn't really think much of it, to be honest with you, afterwards, because I'm like, okay, let's talk about what we're gonna do. So we decide that she wants to be like a sorcerer or a magician or some shit like that. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. So out of nowhere, I just pull this costume out of my head, this uniform out of my head, and I'm like, all right, it looks cool. So I show it to her. She loves it. And this is when I was still living in New York City. So I'm just like, I'll send it to her when I can. I don't know when. And to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to send it to her because I didn't have any. I mean, at that moment, I didn't have any plans to move over to Great Britain, for fuck's sake. But anyway, what happened was afterwards, I decided I wanted to draw my own thing. I wanted to do my own self-publishing. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try. So anyway, I didn't want to use any of my old characters because they sucked. You know, that they were like late 80s, early 90s extreme, like image based crap. You know, I was like, and one of the characters looked astonishingly like me. And I'm like, man, if I do this, I will be called the biggest narcissist on the planet. And I was already close to it already as it is.
Okay.
So I was like, forget it. You know, I was like, nope, I better not do that because people will know it's me immediately. And I really don't want to be ragged on. So I was actually stuck because I didn't know what I was going to do. So it's like, I'm looking on the my art table, and there's like it was a flat art table at this point. It wasn't like it didn't have an angle to it. It was just a flat table, and I didn't mind because it was huge. So I had paper all over the damn place, right? So I look under all the paper and I see something out of the corner of my eye, and it's the drawing of her. It's the drawing of her, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, dude, shit you not, all of a sudden I thought of what was going to turn into the entire story of who she is. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to write this. I'm going to do it. So the first thing that I did, and I've said this already ad nauseum, is I asked Sophia if I can use her likeness. Because the way that the character looked made the character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the face that she had, it made the character. So I was like, okay, great. I'm going to do it this way. And she was over the moon with it. She was like, absolutely. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So that's when I started writing the story, and I started Principal Arts about 2-3 months after I moved here, sometime in May, and that was right around the time I was under cancer treatment. So it's like it was a little bit slow going there, but yeah, that was an event. But I managed to do the whole thing in about 5 months. I did all the principal art, and then I did the coloring, and then I did the lettering. I finished it within 5 or 6 months. And going back to what you were asking me before, it's like, have I ever learned anything? I go, yeah, it's like how to streamline things. And though I did it, the first issue, I kind of did the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I re-lettered the entire issue because there was something wrong with the formatting that I thought was going to be a certain way, and it wasn't. So I was like, damn it. So I bit the bullet and I re-lettered the entire issue 1, which was fun because I did it in Illustrator instead of Photoshop. And you're supposed to do lettering in Illustrator anyway, really.
Yeah.
Because you can do so much more with the word balloons. So I was like, okay, I'll make sure I do it that way from now on. And I did, and it came out great, you know, because it came out a lot sharper and it was a lot easier to maneuver around and make it to a PDF, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And you know, I remembered how to color a lot of stuff because I used to color my own prints that I
Mhm.
had, and I found a way to just do it very efficiently. And I have to admit, a lot of times, what I used to do, what I do when I color is I just lower the saturation of the color, and that's why my book has a certain look, because the colors don't overwhelm the art, the black and white art, which is what I was going for. And I'm so happy that it doesn't, because I've seen so many. I mean, as great as a lot of colorists are, sometimes the coloring can overwhelm the pencils.
Yep.
And if it does that, you're losing what the artist was going to put there. So for me, it's like, nah, I'm gonna lower the saturation on it. And if you've seen the colors already on it, and it looks really good.
Oh, I love it. It
It
actually,
looks really good, and it's like, and
it,
the thing is that it's like, I mean, I guess, I mean, looking at the book and looking how quickly it got there, it got to where it is now. I have to admit, there's a part of me that's surprised that I haven't gotten to 3,000 as of yet, because it's like, it's, I'm not going to disparage anybody else's book, but it's right up there with everybody else's book.
oh yeah,
And
absolutely,
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it
absolutely.
is. It's right up there with everybody's book when it comes to talent, when it comes to like the way that it's laid out, when the story is unfolding. And I mean, I graduated with a degree in English creative writing and dramatic literature. So, and that's one of the places where I learned how to tell a good story, because I had my English teacher. He used to write for Hollywood, so it's like he kind of knows what he's doing. And he gave me a couple of pointers, but according to him, he didn't really need that many. He didn't really have to spend that much time with me, because it's like, I mean, just like you said before, I do know how to tell a story. That's what I trained myself to do: tell a story.
Yep,
More than do fantastic like pinups and crap like that. I learned how to tell a story first. That's the most important part.
yep.
If you can't tell a good story, don't even bother, because any idiot can draw like a Jim Lee pose and do all the scritchy stuff, and all like take 2 weeks to make a character, 2 weeks to draw a character half body at that. That it's like, it's not that person's character at all. It doesn't really take that much ingenuity to draw something for 2 weeks. That's not what I want to be as an artist. What I wanted to be as a storyteller, and that's why I studied all the disciplines that I could. It's like, that's just how it is.
Oh,
You know.
absolutely.